Once upon a time in a small village, there lived a curious and brave little girl named Janet. Every day, she wondered about the mysterious mountain that stood tall on the horizon. The villagers often spoke of a giant who lived there, but no one had ever seen him. Janet's curiosity grew stronger with each passing day.
What if the giant isn't as scary as everyone thinks?
She pondered. She decided she would find out for herself. One sunny morning, the villagers awoke to find their precious crops trampled and their livestock missing.
It's the giant,
they cried. Fear spread through the village, and everyone looked to the mountain with dread. Janet knew something had to be done, but the villagers were too scared to face the giant.
I'll go and talk to him,
Janet declared bravely. The villagers gasped.
You can't. It's too dangerous,
they warned, but Janet's determination was stronger than their fears. Janet packed a small bag with food and water, and with a heart full of courage, she set off towards the mountain. The journey was long and difficult, but Janet didn't give up. She climbed over rocks, crossed streams, and braved the thick forest until she finally reached the giant's cave. Inside, the giant sat, looking sad and lonely. He was much larger than Janet had imagined, but she didn't let fear stop her.
Hello, Mr. Giant,
she called out, her voice echoing through the cave. The giant looked up surprised.
Who are you?
He rumbled.
I'm Janet from the village. Why did you take our crops and animals?
She asked. The giant sighed deeply.
I didn't mean to scare anyone. I'm just so hungry and lonely. No one ever talks to me or visits me,
he explained. Janet felt a pang of sympathy for the giant.
Maybe we can help each other,
she suggested.
If you promise not to harm the village, I'll bring you food and tell the villagers about your loneliness.
The giant thought for a moment and then said,
I will make a deal with you. If you can complete 3 tasks, I will let you go and promise never to bother the village again. But if you fail, you will stay here and I will continue to take what I need.
Janet, with her heart full of determination, agreed.
What are the tasks?
She asked. The giant led Janet to a river that ran beside his cave.
The first task is to solve the riddle of the river. What is so fragile that saying its name breaks it?
He asked.
Janet thought hard. She remembered the times her mother had told her stories. Then, a light bulb went off in her head.
It's silence,
she replied confidently.
The giant's eyes widened. You are correct. The silence of the river is fragile, and saying its name breaks it. You have passed the first task.
The giant then took Janet to a path that wound through the forest.
The second task is to complete this puzzle. You must find the way through this path blindfolded,
he said, handing her a blindfold.
Janet tied the blindfold around her eyes and began to walk. She listened to the sounds of the forest, the rustling leaves, the chirping birds, and the distant stream. She felt her way along the path, using her other senses to guide her. After a while, she reached the end of the path without any trouble.
The giant was amazed.
You have done it. You have passed the second task. Your courage and cleverness are truly remarkable.
For the final task, the giant took Janet to a field filled with wildflowers.
The last task is the hardest. You must find the rarest flower in this field and bring it to me. But be warned, many flowers look the same, and only the heart will guide you to the true one,
he said. Janet knelt down and began to examine the flowers. She closed her eyes and listened to her heart. After a long while, she found a tiny, delicate flower hidden among the others, its petals shimmering in the sunlight. She picked it gently and brought it to the giant. The giant looked at the flower and then at Janet.
You have found the rarest flower with your heart. You have passed the final task.
The giant smiled for the first time, a warm and gentle smile that lit up his huge face.
You have proven yourself wise, brave, and kind. You have passed all 3 tasks. You are free to go, and I promise never to trouble your village again.
Janet, with tears of joy in her eyes, thanked the giant.
But I promise, I will bring you food so you will never be hungry again. You don't have to be lonely anymore.
The giant nodded, feeling a strange happiness in his heart.
Thank you, Janet. You are a true friend.
Janet returned to the village and told everyone about her meeting with the giant. At first, the villagers were hesitant, but Janet's bravery and kindness inspired them. They began bringing food to the giant, and in return, he helped protect the village from other dangers. The village thrived, and the giant became a beloved guardian. Janet's curiosity and courage had not only saved her village but also made a new friend. From that day on, the villagers learned that understanding and kindness could conquer even the greatest fears. The moral of the story is that bravery and kindness can turn even the biggest challenges into opportunities for friendship and understanding. Never be afraid to face your fears with an open heart and a willingness to help others. True courage lies in understanding and compassion. Subscribe to our channel for more enchanting tales and hit the bell icon to get notified whenever we upload a new story. Thank you for watching and supporting our channel. Bye, love you and God bless you.